to facts, fiction, and faraway lands. Your Friday ticket to wonder, words, and the wide world. Why does my skin wrinkle in the tub? Take a mug or bucket of water and keep your hands in it for a few minutes. You can see the skin wrinkle. The same thing happens to the bottom of your feet when you're in the bathtub or swimming pool. Why is that? You see, our body is almost waterproof. Our body makes stuff called sebum, that is a waterproofing oil wax mix. You have the most sebum on your face and scalp. That is why they get oily. However, there is no sebum at all on the palms of your hands and the bottoms of your feet. So, they are less waterproof. When you have been in the tub or pool for a while, water seeps into these parts and they wrinkle. What do you think would happen if our skin was not waterproof? The magical lamp. In a small village nestled among the golden sands of Rajasthan lived a humble farmer named Ram. His life was simple and honest. He toiled from sunrise to sunset in the fields, barely earning enough to feed his family. Yet he never complained. His heart was full of hope and love, even if his pockets were empty. One particularly scorching afternoon, as Ram dug into the dry earth with tired hands, his spade struck something hard. Curious, he knelt down and unearthed an old dust-covered lamp. It looked ancient, perhaps forgotten by time itself. Ram gently rubbed it with his cloth to clean it, and just like in the stories he had heard as a child, a swirl of smoke erupted from its spout. The smoke danced into the sky and slowly formed into a glowing figure, a genie with sparkling eyes and a booming voice. "Greetings, Ram," the genie declared, stretching grandly. "You have freed me from this lamp after centuries. In return, I shall grant you 3 wishes, but use them wisely, for they reflect the desires of your heart." Ram, still in disbelief, stumbled back. "3 wishes?" he repeated. "Anything?" "Anything," the genie smiled. Ram thought deeply. For all his life, he had dreamt of a home, not a grand palace, but a strong, beautiful house where his children could play and his wife could rest without fear of rain leaking through the roof. He looked at the genie in the eye and said, "For my first wish, I would like a large house with a lovely garden where my family can live peacefully." The genie clapped his hands, and with a flash of light, he found himself standing in front of a magnificent house. Its walls were painted in soft colors, the garden bloomed with fragrant marigolds and roses, and his family stood at the doorstep, speechless with joy. Ram's life transformed, but happiness, as he soon discovered, can stir the pot of envy. Whispers began in the village, neighbors gossiping behind his back. "He must have found treasure," they muttered. "He doesn't even greet us now. Look how proud he's become." Ram felt their words were like tiny stones thrown at his heart. He hadn't changed, but their minds had. He didn't want their jealousy. He wanted peace, not praise. So, for his second wish, Ram asked the genie for something that would change hearts, not just appearances. I wish for a magical tree, he said, that grows gold coins, but only when someone speaks a kind word. Genie chuckled in approval. A wish born of wisdom, so be it. The magical tree was placed in the village square. The villagers, intrigued by its strange glow, gathered around. Someone whispered a compliment to a friend, and plink, a shiny gold coin dropped. Another praised the child, plink, another coin. Soon, the square rang with laughter, kind words, and positivity. The village transformed. Suspicion faded. Kindness bloomed. Those who had once spoken ill of Ram now saw his true heart. They apologized with tears and hugs. And Ram, he welcomed them with open arms. Genie, Ram said gently, you have given me enough. I don't need a third wish for myself. Genie tilted his head. Then, what do you wish for? I wish for you to return to the lamp, not out of selfishness, but because your power should rest until someone else with a good heart finds you. The genie, deeply moved, nodded solemnly. You, Ram, are richer than any king, for you understand the true magic lies in gold, not at all, but in gratitude and goodness. With that, the genie disappeared back into the lamp, leaving a soft shimmer in the air. Ram continued to live in his beautiful house, but now he was surrounded not only by his flowers and family, but also by a village full of love. And the magical tree? It stood in the center of the village, reminding everyone that kind words have the power to create miracles. This week, our flight takes us to Croatia in the European continent. The capital of this country is Zagreb. Can you spot Croatia on the world map? Today, I present two fun facts about Croatia. The first one is this. Croatia is home to the world's smallest town. The tiny town of Hum, located in the Istria region of Croatia, holds the Guinness World Record for being the smallest town in the world, with a population of just about 20 to 30 people. Despite its size, Hum has a mayor, a museum, a restaurant, a church, and even a cemetery. Visitors from all over the world come to see this little gem to see how a town in miniature works. Would you like to see how big the town is? Coming up next is the picture. How would you feel like staying in a town with just 30 people, aside the fact that you would know everyone? Here's the second fact. Croatia has a sea instrument that plays music. In the city of Zadar, there's a special set of stairs built into the coast or the seashore. Beneath the stairs are pipes that make music when waves crash into them. It's called the sea organ, a real musical instrument played by the sea itself. Take a look at the video of the stairs. I would definitely like to visit this wonderful city of Zadar. How about you? Today, in our Invention of the Week section, we're talking about something you've definitely used to cut fruits or vegetables. What is it? That's right, the knife. Long, long ago, the very first knives weren't made in factories. Early humans made them by banging rocks together again and again until one of the rocks became sharp enough to cut with. These first knives were rough, jagged, and completely made of stone, a bit scary looking and nowhere near as smooth as the ones we use today. As time went on and humans learned to use metal, knives got a big upgrade. When people discovered how to make steel, they began shaping long, sharp blades, not just for chopping, but also for fighting. Yes, about 700-800 years ago, many knives looked more like swords. Over time, these big blades were made smaller and smarter. They found a new home in our kitchens. Today, we have all kinds of knives: chef's knives, butter knives, bread knives, each with its own special job. So next time you slice an apple or spread jam on toast, remember, you're using something that began as a rock in the hands of early humans and has traveled thousands of years to your plate. The word for the week is smithereens. The word is a bit long, so stay with me. Smithereens. This week's word is a blast. Literally. Say it with me. Smithereens. It sounds like a spell from a wizard book, and it kind of is. When something is blown to smithereens, it means it's broken into tiny scattered pieces. Imagine dropping a cookie and it shatters into crumbs everywhere. That's smithereens. Or picture a balloon popping and little pieces of rubber flying in all directions. That's smithereens too. Fun fact: no one knows exactly where this word came from, but it may have roots in Old Irish. It's just fun to say, isn't it? So the next time you accidentally break a toy or a biscuit crumbles, you can say, "Oh no, it's in smithereens." Isn't that smashingly fun? That wraps up another magical stop in facts, fiction, and faraway lands. Until next time, keep wondering. If you love today's journey, don't forget to tap like, hit subscribe, and share it with your family and friends. Let's spread the magic of learning. Bye, Story Explorers. See you.